This isn't a one-time thing. This isn't the flavor du jour. This isn't something that we're going to do this year and we're going to move on to something next year. As far as I'm concerned, the things we're doing right now, it's the foundation to our business.
If you don't have a burning desire to succeed, to be number one, right, you will become complacent somewhere.
But we need the dealers. We want their business, and we're going to give them no reason to go do business elsewhere.
Customer satisfaction is one thing, but customer loyalty is absolutely priceless.
Traditionally, sales are seen as the driving force behind a company's success. However, more companies are realizing that customer satisfaction and loyalty are just as important. Chrysler Financial is one of these companies. As an automotive finance provider for all Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge vehicles, they recognize the importance of having a strong relationship with their retailers. The company sensed that retailers had some concerns with Chrysler Financial. They wanted to identify and address these concerns, so they contacted TARP, a management consulting and research company, to design and distribute a customer and retailer dissatisfaction survey. The results came in. Chrysler Financial listened, learned, and took action. This is Chrysler Financial's Eastern Business Centre in Toronto, Ontario. Survey results revealed that retailers had serious issues with the operations of this business centre, so much so that doing something about it became a top priority for Brian Fulton and his team of managers.
You know, we really became distanced from the dealers, and you know, to the point where it became loud and clear in the dealer survey that if it wasn't for subvented rate programs, and if the dealers had to shop their business elsewhere, you know what, they would have taken it to the local banks. If they could, you know, choose to use another finance company other than Chrysler Financial, if they could, they would. And that was scary. That was really alarming.
Sean Kelly is the president and general manager of Cooksville Dodge Chrysler Jeep. He says that Chrysler Financial simply forgot who their customers were.
They got their ratings back in and they said, oops, we're not doing something right here.
They were easily approached, but they weren't necessarily open for recommendations as to what we needed to have them work on from a business standpoint for us to be profitable.
Survey results revealed some critical issues with Chrysler Financial Canada's retail credit department. Retailers communicate with this department on a daily basis. Decisions made here have a tremendous impact on whether or not a retailer completes the sale of a Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge vehicle.
I think we got it caught with the idea that our technology was going to provide amazing service, and we got away from what we used to do, which was have a personal relationship with the dealer and look at credit applications more on a one-by-one basis and really understand who the customer is we were approving. We let the system kind of take control.
One of the biggest problems for the dealers was actually getting through the phone system to speak with someone in the retail credit department.
They're continually fixing their phone systems there. I mean, you try to call Chrysler Credit before, you might as well try to call President Bush because you're not going to get through.
Before, we were having difficulty getting through to Chrysler Financial, that their switchboards had different levels that we had to go through and processes before we actually got the right person.
Trying to get an answer from Chrysler Financial was a major problem.
Greg Drost is a dealer relations manager and concurs that retailers were not being serviced properly.
Customer service is a big issue. They always want to talk to a live person. They don't want to spend a lot of time on hold. So as a result, they get frustrated when they're dealing with some of our internal staff, and they're looking for a timely response to their queries.
Consistency was another problem.
Our finance managers will be talking to 2 and 3 different buyers on one deal, and you'll be getting 2 and 3 different answers back, and it would be confusing enough trying to get a deal bought and get it delivered, as opposed to having 3 different people calling back and saying, by the way, you know what, you need a co-signer, you need more money down. The next guy would say, well, we're declining the deal altogether.
Pat Ryan is the customer service manager for Chrysler Financial.
Consistency is so critical in building relationships. If you're talking to one individual one day, you give them a response to their question, their need, their query, whatever the case may be, and they call back the next day for clarification and they get a different answer. Satisfaction, loyalty, the whole thing has just gone out the window. You need to be consistent in your responses, your treatment, and your caring of your customers.
Sudhir Chopra is the dealer principal at Scarsview Chrysler. He says that retail credit analysts need to trust retailers.
If I feel strongly as a dealer that that deal should be bought, then please give me your ears. Please listen to me, why it should be bought.
So the credit analysts have to learn to trust our judgment and trust the way that we're explaining this customer to them so that they can approve that customer on a basis of not just black and white and not what's in front of them.
It's important that we get to the caller as quickly as possible. Responsive is not being black and white. Procedures, policies are made to be guidelines. I think what you have to do is listen to your customer and respond to their needs, not to the text quote of a policy or procedure. The difference between customer satisfaction and customer loyalty is not saying that's policy, but finding a way to satisfy your customer's need.
Chrysler Financial responded to retailer concerns by restructuring the retail credit department to improve service. A retail credit analyst is now partnered with the dealer relations manager for each territory. Phone service has improved. There is now a dedicated 1-800 number for retailers to contact retail credit analyst, increased hours of operation, and extra staff.
The things that we changed, it wasn't rocket science. It wasn't doing something magical. It was getting back to the basics of our business. It was getting back to communication, building relationships with our people.
Jennifer Raphael is a retail credit analyst. She says that the realignment has made a world of difference.
The alignment has changed where we're building relationships with the dealerships. We're helping them. They have one point of contact for each application that comes in. Any program changes, we're able to catch it right on the front line, make the deal happen, and also work with them in building that application so that we can buy it.
The realignment seems to be working quite well. Retail credit analysts communicate with their dealer relations managers and respective retailers throughout the day. Phone conversations are one thing, but retail credit analysts have taken it one step further. Meet Owen Seng, a retail credit analyst for the Ottawa region. He had the opportunity to meet with his retailers face to face.
I had the opportunity to go out and visit all my dealers, and the feedback was phenomenal. They were happy to see me. They haven't seen a retail credit analyst going out there from Chrysler Financial for a long time, so that alone meant a lot to them. I probably spent a couple hours at each dealership, but a couple hours was never enough. I got to sit down with the business manager, the dealer principal, and really got to listen to what their concerns are.
Retail credit was the most pressing concern to retailers and needed to be addressed. Tony Baldassara, a dealer relations manager for Chrysler Financial, says that building relationships with retailers is also critical to achieving mutual success.
Basically, without the dealers, we're not a viable organization, okay? We want to make sure that dealers are generating profits. We want to make sure that dealers are selling cars. And when the dealers are selling cars, we have a good opportunity to get that business. We need to earn their business. We need to make sure that we're partners in their business. We want to make sure that they don't go anywhere else. We want to make sure that they only do business with Chrysler Financial.
Chrysler Financial Canada realized they needed to change the way they do business. The retail credit department was restructured, attitudes have changed, and new programs have been implemented. But in the eyes of the dealer, is it working?
Chrysler Financial is improving. They are making the efforts. They are getting in there and working with us. We are pleased to see what changes that they are making. They still have a way to go. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give them a 7 to 8 right now. So they have made some improvements, but we still need to keep on working together.
The proof's going to be in the pudding. Did they take our thoughts and ideas and put them into process? And from what we have seen of late, there has been a lot of changes. The attitudes have changed. There seems to be a direction The new programs that they've come out with has obviously helped things quite a bit as well. It's kind of put people in a different frame of mind. Everybody's selling some cars and making some money at the moment, so things seem to be a little better.
This isn't a one-time thing. This isn't the flavor du jour. This isn't something that we're going to do this year and we're going to move on to something next year. As far as I'm concerned, the things that we're doing right now, it's the foundation to our business. It's relationship, it's trust, it's communication, it's getting to know the dealers. Just as important, having the dealers getting to know our people. This is something that we're not going to stop doing. As long as I'm in the chair that I'm in, we're going to make sure that we continue to do it and get better at it, because I think we've just scratched the surface. I think we've got a lot more potential.
Chrysler Financial has made significant changes within the Eastern Business Center to better service their most important customer, the retailer. Building a better relationship with their retailers is a top priority for the company. And in just a few months, Chrysler Financial will sit down with dealer principals across Canada to discuss what's working and what improvements are still needed. What is certain is that retailers will continue to challenge Chrysler Financial, who in turn will look for ways of becoming a better captive finance company.